When divers cracked open the torpedo compartment hatch of a sunken Nazi submarine off the coast of New Jersey in 1991, they expected to find ordinary torpedoes. Instead, their flashlights illuminated a metal cylinder bristling with antennas and wires that looked nothing like anything from the Third Reich's known arsenal. And when they found a logbook in the captain's quarters with the entry, "We carry that which will change the fate of all humanity," the divers realized they had stumbled upon the war's greatest secret, whose truth would shock the entire world. The submarine U-869 was no ordinary Kriegsmarine fighting unit. Built in Bremen in 1943, she received special hull reinforcements and secret equipment whose purpose was known only to a few people in Berlin. Under the command of experienced Lieutenant Commander Helmut Neuerberg, a crew of 56 men prepared for a special mission that could change the course of the entire war. On December 8, 1944, U-869 left the Norwegian base at Kristiansand. Officially, the patrol's purpose was routine, hunting Allied convoys off the American coast. But in reality, aboard was a mysterious passenger, Dr. Fischer, a theoretical physicist working on the Reich's ultra-secret projects. Along with him, the boat carried a device codenamed Wunderwaffe 7, an electronic reconnaissance apparatus of unprecedented power. The last radio message from U-869 was received on January 8, 1945. After that came complete silence. On February 11th, American destroyers detected an underwater target off the New Jersey coast and attacked it with depth charges. Reports recorded the destruction of an unidentified enemy submarine, but no one then knew its true name. 46 years later, Captain Bill Nagel was leading a group of diving enthusiasts along a familiar route when sonar showed a large, unknown object at a depth of 240 feet. John Chatterton and Richie Kohler, experienced wreck researchers, descended into the cold darkness of the Atlantic and discovered something that made their hearts skip a beat. Before them lay a World War II submarine, but not where it should have been according to all official records. Years of dangerous dives brought tragic losses. 3 divers died exploring the boat's interior compartments. But gradually, the findings formed a picture: a knife with the name Horenberg, parts with serial numbers, equipment fragments. Everything pointed to this being U-869, which according to all official documents had been sunk off Gibraltar. In 1997, the U.S. Navy officially acknowledged the find. But this only deepened the mystery. How did a German U-boat end up 3,000 miles from its supposed destruction site? What was it doing off the American coast? And why did it die so suddenly without even firing a single torpedo? The revolutionary breakthrough came in 2025 when an international research team gained access to secret archives. Using quantum neural algorithms, scientists were able to restore damaged documents that revealed the stunning truth. U-869 was part of the ultra-secret Operation Nordrobin, the Third Reich's last desperate attempt to turn the tide of war. 11 special-purpose submarines were to create a coordinated electronic warfare network. Each carried a Wunderwaffe 7 device capable of intercepting Allied radio communications at distances up to 600 miles and transmitting false information mimicking enemy radio stations. The plan was both grandiose and terrifying. Instead of direct torpedo attacks, the German submarines were to become invisible coordinators of a grand trap. By intercepting Allied orders, they would learn exact convoy routes, then direct ships into areas where conventional U-boats awaited them. Simultaneously, Wunderwaffe 7 would jam communications between escort vessels, creating chaos in their operations. U-869 played a key role as the operation's flagship. Aboard was Dr. Werner Heisenberg Larsch, the secret weapons lead developer and nephew of the famous physicist. The active phase of Nordrobin was to begin on February 15, 1945, when intelligence reported the departure of the largest Allied convoy. But on February 11th, something went wrong. American anti-submarine forces detected U-869. Captain Nordrobin faced a choice: attempt escape, risking capture of the secret equipment, or destroy the boat along with the crew, preserving the operation's secrecy. He chose duty. The final radio message contained an encrypted signal. Detected by anti-submarine forces, device under threat, executing alternative plan. Nordrobin ordered the destruction of Wunderwaffe 7 right in the torpedo compartment. The explosion's force tore the submarine's hull in half. All 56 crew members died instantly, but the operation's secret was preserved. Losing the flagship was catastrophic for Nordrobin. Without a coordinator, the remaining submarines operated blindly. Instead of the planned 70% losses, the Allies lost less than 5% of their transports. The operation failed and the war ended on schedule. Modern alternative scenario analysis showed horrifying results. Had Nordrobin succeeded, the Allies would have lost critical resources for their final offensive. The war would have dragged on for at least another year. During this time, German scientists would have completed development of atomic weapons. By the end of 1945, the Reich would have had several nuclear bombs and means of delivery. A desperate Hitler would have ordered nuclear strikes on London, Moscow, and New York as early as 1946. This would have begun history's first nuclear war, 3 years before the USSR developed its own atomic weapons. Hundreds of millions would have died in atomic fire, and radioactive contamination would have made entire regions uninhabitable for centuries. Among the decrypted documents were crew members' personal records, showing that the sailors somehow sensed their fate. Radio operator Horenberg wrote about strange radio signals allegedly coming from the future. 18-year-old Werner Schmidt recorded, "Had a dream that we'll all die in a week, but become heroes who will be remembered in 80 years. The irony of fate is that the crew didn't even know the true significance of their deed. For them, it was fulfilling military duty, but their decision prevented World War III and saved human civilization from nuclear catastrophe. The story of U-869 changed humanity's thinking about technological progress and responsibility. The U-869 protocol was created, an international agreement on assessing potentially dangerous technologies. Today, developers of artificial intelligence and other advanced technologies follow the principle of readiness to halt research if it could lead to catastrophe. 56 men on the Atlantic floor remind us that humanity always has a choice between creation and destruction. Their sacrifice gave the world a chance to develop and seek paths to a better future, where we dream of the stars and create technologies of abundance.